Like if I have a 5-minute junket with somebody, I will write out the questions that I want to ask, not just the topics, but actual questions, because it's such a short window of time and I want to maximize it as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm going to talk to somebody for 45 minutes, an hour plus for a podcast, I'll write out bullet points of like, okay, we'll talk about this and this and this, not in any sort of specific order, but like, these are some main things we should talk about.
Yeah. I always think like 3 to 5 bullet points.
Yeah.
You know? And like worst case scenario, they're just like not invested at all. It's like, okay, I have my bullet points.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, and we've both had those guests before. We talked about it, you know, like it's very, like who would you say is the most surprising guest you've had on when it comes to like, okay, I'm going into this interview blind, but they turned out to be the most amazing person ever. And then someone obviously wasn't quite up to your...
Well, I already told you that story.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, but someone that just surprised you.
I think that happens often. And I'm often surprised also by the response that I get in the comments. Like, oh my gosh, you talked to so-and-so? I've been a fan of theirs forever. So I don't know. I don't ever go into an interview like over or underestimating somebody. I just go in like hoping to have a great conversation with somebody and then walking away going, man, that was awesome. I will say I love when people bring it. I love when people bring the energy and bring the excitement, bring the passion, because it oozes through the microphone. It oozes through the camera and the audience can feel it.
The vibe is just so much better.
Yes.
It's just like, okay, here we go. Like we're both positive. It's just, when you just show up and you're just like, all right, so what do you do?
Yeah.
No, I think who does that great is Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl is someone like I know people who have interviewed him in the past. He's like, he knew just about as much about me as I knew about him. Like
That's
he actually
amazing.
Takes the time to like make the most of every opportunity.
I'll tell you one that really blew me away was Tyler Perry. And he's been so kind to me throughout my career. But I had interviewed him for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. We were in New York. I did the junket interview with him. I thought it was fine. The next day we were on the red carpet and he's walking by and he's doing an interview to the left of me with my friend Kevin McCarthy. And he goes, all right, Kevin, I got to wrap up here. I got to get to Mr. Van Vliet here. And I'm like, hold on, what?
Wow.
And he goes, yeah. So good to see you again. I said, yeah, good to see you too. How do you know my name? How do you know how to say my name? He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. So we do the interview. He goes, by the way, what kind of socks you got on today? Because I love wearing fun socks.
Was this the first time you met him?
It was, I'd done an interview with him the day before. And then then the next day we did the red carpet.
Yeah.
So clearly he had like done some research on me after the interview the day before, but he knew everything. Like he knew what city I lived in, where I worked, the sock thing, everything. And I was just blown away. And I followed him off the red carpet after he was done all the interviews. And I said, Tyler, like you blew my mind. He's like, why? I said, come on, like you blew my mind. You knew all these things about me. He's like, I'm sure we'll be in touch. Like, but it's just the fact that he showed a genuine interest. And every time I've interviewed him ever since then, he's been so nice. And we've developed a friendship from that. And just really grateful, because when someone like that sees something in you, it then makes you see something in yourself that maybe you hadn't seen before.
It makes you feel so much better, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And especially because like I thought our interview was good. I didn't like think it was excellent or incredible by any means, but the fact that sparked something really meant a lot to me.
And that's probably why you're like who you are now.
I don't know.
You're very energetic.
I do love energy. I think I'm addicted to, drinking pre-workout or something.
Yeah, dude. Well, let's save some of that energy. You got some interviews today at Blue Wire. Who are you having Travis in?